All right, blind here with Cam to do the power rankings interview. Really go over what you guys were discussing for the league. So, for those of you that don't remember that did it kind of right away, picked each division. You kind of ranked the teams based on their division, how well you think they'll do, and what place they'll in the division. If you think the team will make a toilet bowl, whichever teams will make a toilet bowl, which teams do you think will make the playoffs, and then everybody predicted their finals matchup as well. Before we dive into all that, it's been a long-ish off season. How's everything been with you? You and Alan and Chase all getting back. Well, you and Alan are the same person, which is a bad joke that we are probably beating to death at this point. But you and Chase just getting back from Europe. What was the most underrated thing that you did when you went into it with no expectation and it actually was incredible?
Most underrated, would have to say being able to get in blue water as opposed to the brownish mud, the Gulf of Mexico,
Yeah.
and being able to just float in salt water and just chilling.
Isn't it? Is it actually called the Gulf of the America now? Is that like a real thing, or is that just like a propaganda? Do you know? I just saw that and was just like, it's gonna be the Gulf of Mexico for me no matter what, like forever. But
For sure. It's definitely some well spent American Texas stuff. Propaganda dollars.
Yeah,
I know Morgan's with me on that.
yeah. Look at that. The one thing you guys have in common. Um, yeah, I mean everything over there just seems like it's so much nicer and cleaner and shinier and prettier. It's and I'm
Indeed.
very much proud to be an American and all those things too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just nice over there. And then you're in DC, right? So like beaches, like you know, everybody wants to escape and go.
No.
Like the only nice beaches for me are in Florida. Like that's all that I've seen, just from being down there. But like I grew up in New Jersey, like South Jersey, and like we would go to Delaware, and like Delaware beaches are gross. Virginia beaches are like they're fine. Outer Banks is when it starts getting okay. But I imagine you didn't have to worry about anything when you were just over there doing your thing. Was it cold though, or were you on
Not
the
at
southern
all.
coast?
I see my toes about six feet underwater.
Yeah.
So that's unusual.
Which were you on the north coast or the south coast? And then I swear to God, we're going to talk about football, by the way, at some point. But
South Coast. We
okay,
did like the French Riviera, Nice, Monaco. I think some others went to a few other places while we went to Monaco.
sure,
But I cosplayed as a super rich person for a few hours there.
nice. That's always fun to do. So let's break it down. Here's on the screen our power rankings, which I'm not showing you, so you have no idea how pretty this looks. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that with you. I can probably covertly do that really quickly.
No, you're good.
And even then, we just
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about that you forgot the glasses, so we'll see how well it goes. But it looks really pretty, I promise, and I'm really proud of these. But we're going to talk about your place in the division. We'll start there, and then we'll kind of take it a piece at a time, going from there, the toilet bowl, then the playoffs, and the championship predictions. So, in terms of how the league picked you to finish within your division, pretty uniform. 6 teams said that you're going to finish in second place. 5 teams said first place. So you're really a lock at a first or second for the entire division. One
I'm surprised that
mystery
many
team,
said first.
who we can only speculate about, said that you will not finish in the top 2 and that you'll finish in third place instead. I'll give you one guess, and it's someone that's already been talked about on the show, who said that their answers are very public. Yeah,
Yeah, probably. To
Yeah.
clear up the hot trail you guys got on us.
Yeah. That's exactly who it was. So Morgan picked you to finish third, but everybody else in the division said first or second place. Your immediate reaction was you're surprised a lot of people picked you to finish first. Where did that come from? Why was that the first reaction you had?
I mean, I think Chase and I have similar top end talent. His is under control for longer.
Right.
But then he's got stronger flexes, in my opinions, and definitely higher upside depth. But something I tried to approach my team with, really last year, but especially this year, is treating it a lot more like a best ball team, rather than even a redraft team. I mean, my running backs are Jahmyr Gibbs and then guys who, if I pick correctly, will be good. But
Right.
kind of how I feel with just about anyone who's not, a top 10.
Right. Right. There always seems to be like some mystery running back who shows up in the top 10 and then falls off the face of the earth again as well. I mean, you look at Brian Robinson 2 years ago. I think it'll probably be Bucky Irving this last year. Like, there's just random guys that they just do it. And if you happen to have them or whatever the case may be, it's a huge benefit. And then you've got your consistent, you never have to worry about them. They're going to be there type dudes. But, I feel like if RB2 is your team's biggest weakness, then and everything else is solid, like that's not something to be super concerned about. But I do agree with you. Chase has it for longer. And I think that you've definitely taken a unique build for the team. But I think that, the turnover is a lot more, obviously less than a redraft league. But I think when you approach it with that mindset, I think it helps, or it should help. Where it's going to get really interesting, I think, is watching your team for the next 2 years when you've got negative $500 cap hits against you, and half of your salary cap is immediately gone. And what you do through those years, it'll be, I think, fun to see. Any predictions as we continue moving on for the Toilet Bowl? Do you think 12 teams did the survey? All of us did the survey. Anybody, or how many guesses you think teams said that you are a lock for the Toilet Bowl? Not just, I think they might make it. They said guaranteed the inaugurals make it to the Toilet Bowl.
I'm going to go 1.
I'm going to go with 1. I think it's a good humble prediction, and it is 0. So no teams said that.
Morgan, put your money where your mouth is, my friend.
Right? So no, teams did not think that you'll make it in the Toilet Bowl. Not a single vote going your way. So let's go ahead and flip-flop this back around the other way then. Any guesses on how many teams said that you will make the playoffs? You are a lock for the playoffs, guaranteed to be in there. You've got 11 votes for first and second place, so it's up
I'll
there.
Go 9. Because I'm thinking there's a few that could see me making second, but I forget the divisions, how they're distributed, but you can miss the playoffs and come in second technically. So
Right.
Make the extra pick bracket.
Yeah, and you nailed it. 9 teams did say that you are a lock for the playoffs, which, if I remember correctly, and I should have had little cheat sheet notes next to me, but I don't, and so I'm going to casually create a run-on sentence so I can quickly go pull up the results. This way it seems like I knew what I was talking about the entire time. If I'm not mistaken, that's... I can't even look at it like this. I think that's the second highest in the league, if I'm not mistaken. I tied for second highest with another team. It is technically third highest. There's 2 teams that have more for the playoff bracket that are tied for first place. So technically third place with 9. And you have a very decent amount of votes for the championship. So the championship prediction isn't who's going to win. It's what 2 teams make it to the finals. Thoughts here? You tie with somebody else that I won't say since you're the first interview. Any guesses on?
You do not want to face me in the playoffs. Let's put it that way. If I make it there, there's a 67% chance
I think it's more than that. Oh yeah, 67% chance that you win it all, but your win-loss in the playoffs, which totally has stock on future seasons, is absolutely insane. I'm pulling it up as you do your prediction for your championship prediction.
And I mean, the thing I was saying about running backs earlier too, it's also not a matter of who they are, but when they pop up with big weeks. And 2 guys that I actually think on my team. I'm not saying you should value them highly or anything, but Ray Davis or Elijah Mitchell, like week 15, 16, 17, those are the type of guys that in redraft you pick up off of waivers in week 13. They put up 20 in the championship week and you win it.
Yeah, so, and they're called league winners, and you have fond memories of them for forever. That's my Adam Thielen and Jalen Richard right there. Exactly. I have so many Elijah Mitchell shares.
I don't, but I was really pumped to get him in this vet draft, and I know Morgan will knock it. But man, I genuinely think there are league winners there, especially accounting for the $6 free cut updated threshold.
Yeah, I mean, Goddard for $6 is nice. Lockett for $6. I think you and I have had multiple conversations. We have conversations about the weirdest players: Tyler Lockett, Kendrick Bourne, shit like that.
All right, there it is. I was gonna make sure we drop Kendrick Bourne before we finish this.
Yeah, it's a theme for us. Even Brandon Cooks, like I mean, if these guys plug into a flex spot for you and get you through, I feel like, you take one of your starters plus one of these guys, it equals somebody else's two starters, right? Like that's the math that makes sense in my head. Justin Jefferson plus the week that you have to start in a positive week, Tyler Lockett in your flex spot probably equals wide receiver 1 and flex spot 1 for somebody else's team. So you just need these guys to not suck. You don't need them to give you 25 points.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what it feels like.
Don't overlook Josh Palmer. He's my favorite, like kind of late-ish best ball guy right now.
Yeah.
I think he could just one bomb from Josh Allen. Just do it.
I was about to say, yeah, just one. But if you remember to last year, you and my favorite best ball player late was Tyler Boyd, and that did not work out well for either of us. So don't be taking betting.
Brian Callahan connection is going to take us to the chip.
Yeah, don't rely on us for your gambling advice. I should have learned that. I went so in on Christian Watson because Morgan told me Christian Watson's that dude 1 year, and I had so many Christian Watson shares that I had to immediately get off of. So I should stop listening to you guys. That's why my team sucks. I listen to you guys so much. Anyway, your championship, how many teams picked you to make it to the finals this year? You have an 86% win percentage in playoffs, 6-1 all time in the playoffs, which is nuts. The highest by an absolute long shot. Second closest to you is Brown out at 67, and then it's 50% across the board, and a couple teams who still haven't made it or won in the playoffs, myself included.
Morgan's undefeated in the playoffs, so make note of that.
Morgan is undefeated in the playoffs. That is correct. We'll leave that there. So how many teams you thinking?
I'll say 5, and I'll go further and say my championship prediction is going to be me versus Chase. We'll get another divisional matchup in the championship.
5 was correct. Swear to God, I didn't send you this information beforehand, as you guessed correctly on the playoffs predictions for the championship, and awfully close for the toilet bowl. 5 teams picking you to go back. That would be your 3rd championship berth in 4 years, which is absolutely a dynasty. Probably arguably already is a dynasty. But yeah. The last question as we wrap this up. What is success? With everything that you've done, do you feel like you have to win it all? Do you feel like you have to be in the money? Like, we don't know what's going to happen. You found your way out of the cap situation this year. I don't think it's going to happen getting out of the dead cap the next 2 years. But
oh, no, not at all.
No. There's no way. Especially with me abusing power and changing how the roster bonus thing works next year. So do you feel like with how much you've mortgaged the next 2 years and seeing how the implications have done, that you have to win it this year for it to be worth it? You have to make it to the money for it to be worth it? If you crash and burn, does it even matter because you've already won twice? Just what is success for you going into this season?
Sustained success doesn't exist, but I'd argue,
that's true.
The past years, I've had success, but for this year specifically, just making it to the dance, making the playoffs, ideally getting a bye, but just having a chance in those last 3 weeks to have a shot at winning it all. All I can really do is control making the playoffs, and that's what I risk the cap for over the next year, because I know I'm not going to contend in 26 or 27. So let's try one more year. I think my team's structured to be a top 6 team pretty safely, actually, barring some injuries. But making it to the playoffs is success, and then playoffs is luck. And if I get lucky, then hell yeah, that's success. And if I don't, then I did what I could do. And congrats to whoever wins it. You can join the Players Club with me and K-Mix.
Yeah. That being said,
private group.
It is a very small private group for just existing for 3 years. I had such a great follow-up question. I can't remember what it is anymore. How does it feel to kind of be in the situation where, Morgan's obviously the loudest voice in the room, but it feels like there's a couple different teams that are saying, I wouldn't have done this, you should have this, you should have that. But here they are, 11 of them voting you to come in first or second place, 9 of them voting for you to come into the playoffs, 5 of them picking you to make it to the finals. Does that kind of give you any vindication at all, or did you not even care what the noise was saying?
I mean, there were probably some things I could have done better. Like, I mean, as much as we like to think we're playing the long game, like most of my fantasy decisions are pretty impulsive aside from cap management. But one of the things I think I definitely could have done is just hung on to Derrick Henry instead of giving him to Chase. But at the same time, like, I needed to move off of him. Put him in my lineup, and I mean, this is a monster again. But I'm sure there's some other things I could have done. And not to mention, I know I bought some expensive guys during the vet draft, but other than Barkley and Lamb, I think I got some of the guys, but I was only just +1 bidding on everyone. So shenanigans be damned.
Yeah, yeah. And knowing the rules as well, knowing that $6 was a free cut this year is also a benefit too. That'll change every 3 years. Maybe I'll be more super duper clear about it next time. I don't think anybody reads the 78-page rule book except for me. And apparently,
all you got to do is read the highlighted parts, folks.
The highlighted parts are all new, and that'll wipe away once the season starts, and we'll put it back to just normal. So that does it for us. Any final thoughts here, Cam, as we wrap up this thing?
Hot take: if Noah Fant goes to the Dolphins, I haven't been following football news really over the last couple weeks, but I saw he was interviewing with the Dolphins. That is another super valuable vet draft guy that's immediately going on the trade block. So get your 2025 John. Get excited.
Are you a Noah Fant guy as well?
Might be the year. I'm pretty sure this is the year.
You cut out there a little bit, which is actually perfect timing, but I think you said it's the Cowboys' year. Classic Cowboys fan.
Sure did.
Are you also a Noah Fant guy? Because that's another person. Oh, I was going to say, that's another random player that should have been gone a long time ago that you and I have in common, if that's the case. I bought a lot of Noah Fant last year for like Adam and as a throw-in type thing. So it's going to be like, oh my God, there's another one. Our combined deep sleepers of fantasy football would go for like 7 points a week combined, probably. But I still die by those guys for some reason. So, all right, that does it for us. Thanks for chatting, Cam, and we'll see you in season.